Welcome to the first session on business and sustainable development. Before getting into the detail of session 1, what are we going to discuss in session 1, let me give you an outline what we are going to deal in this course in every week. So, week 1 will start with introduction to sustainability. We will find out what are the key issues, the business implications and forms responses. Then week 2 we will get into the sustainability tools. We will try to pick one or two tools from each of these sustainability tool, that is sustainability assessment tools, sustainability management tools and sustainability reporting tools. Then in week 3 we will take few example of the sustainability standard. We will understand what it is and how it works, and also we will introduce the different kind of corporate strategies those are being used in the context of sustainability. Then in week 4 we will understand that how beyond firms also sustainability can be maintained, that is how the supply chain can be green or how the supply chain can be sustainable. Then we will understand what are the market associated with the sustainability. Mostly we will look at what are the startup, what is the role of the private sector in the sustainability, also what are the new financial instrument that has come because of this sustainability. And also at the end of it we will try to bring a synthesis of whatever we have discussed in the sustainability, and we will see what are the new perspective that is we can add through this course. Now in this session we will understand what is sustainable development, what is sustainability. Most of us we know typically what is sustainable development or what is sustainability, but we will try to see how this definition of sustainable development, what it was earlier and when it was widely accepted, and also we will try to see what are the different dimensions associated with the sustainability, and then we will see how the sustainable development that is evolve over a period of time. Now let me start this course with a picture that was created. This is the picture of a sand art that is created by Sudarshan Patnaik, whom you must be knowing. He is a sand art artist, and he created this sand art in the pristine beach of Puri during the last World Environment Day, that is in the 5th June 2021. And the picture gives 3 words, that is reimagine, recreate and restore, and the picture speaks itself, and this is what the essence of this course what we are going to deal with. It is all about sustainability, where we have to reimagine the things, we have to recreate the things, and we have to restore whatever we have damaged or whatever we have degraded. Now coming to the fact that what we understand as the sustainable development. So if you ask anyone, possibly the answer what we get, someone just say that it may be eliminating waste, someone talks about quality of life, someone say any eco-friendly, whatever is eco-friendly, environmental friendly, that is sustainable development. Some say that the green issues related, those are sustainable development. Some talks about carbon neutral, some talks about less consumption, and I have picked up those words mostly from how we understand sustainable development. So more or less we understand what is sustainable development, and we use the word what we feel that okay, action can be over there or the agenda can be over there. So it, like you take the example of your biodegradable or you take the example of a renewable. So all this comes from the fact that what you feel that the action is needed on this front or action is needed in the other front, and that is what typically the sustainable development is. Now let us see how we define the sustainable development, or what are the formal definition available for the sustainable development. So the first one, this is a Hyder proverb, and this says that the way we define this is that we do not inherit the earth from our ancestor, we borrow it from our children. And the widely accepted or the popular definition what for the sustainable development, it came in 1987 from the Brundtland Commission. This is the UN World Commission on Environment and Development, and this says that sustainable development is the development that meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own need. And so till now this is considered to be the most widely accepted definition of the sustainable development, where two things are being emphasized. One, the need, how we should meet the need, and second, it is not about only the present generation, also it is about the future generation. Now going further, let us see how we define sustainability. So I have taken a definition of Weiderman 1995, which says that sustainability is a vision of the future which focuses on two things. One, it is a set of values, and second, it is ethical and moral principle. So at a later point of time we see that how there is also an argument available from an economist that whether sustainability is ethical or whether sustainability is moral. But for the time being, let us take this definition which says that sustainability is a vision of the future which focuses on set of values, ethical and moral principles. And this set of values and the ethical and moral principle by which to guide our actions. So mostly sustainability is all about our actions when it guided by a set of value and ethical and moral principle. So by this, now what is sustainability? Sustainability is a community's control and prudent use of all form of capital. So now we are introducing the jargon, that is capital, and through which we are trying to understand what is sustainability. So sustainability is what? How the community controls the different form of capital and how they do a prudent use of these forms of capital, that is all about sustainability. So there have been different types of capital like physical capital, human capital, natural capital, social capital and cultural capital. And all this, why there is a need for control and prudent use of all form of capital? To ensure that present and future generation can attain a high degree of economic security and achieve democracy, and by it is when they achieve the high degree of economic security and achieve democracy, by maintaining the integrity of ecological system upon which all life and product depends on. So if you look at the entire slide, how we are trying to understand sustainability? Sustainability is mostly we are highlighting two things. One, how we should use the available capital, how we should control this, how we should use this, and this should be guided by the fact, or the use or the control should be guided by a set of value and the ethical and moral principle. Now let us understand little bit more about the different types of capital which comes in the definition. Now how do we define capital? Capital is typically if you say this is the kind of inputs, right, it is a kind of a factor of production. So capital is the stock of asset that serve as a factor of production. So it is one of the input in our production process. And what is the role of a capital? The role of a capital is that it increases the rate of output of goods and services when we use this as the inputs, and it can depreciate, this capital can depreciate over a period of time, and it can be also augmented through the investment. So mostly capital is the input which is used in the production process. It may depreciate and it may augmented through the investment. Now let us see what are the different type of capital what we have defined in the previous slide. So in case of physical capital, typically we take the built environment, all the man-made capital, technology, the built environment, all these form of man-made capital that comes under the physical capital. Human capital, our education, typically the proxy of knowledge what we get through our education, the experience of working in the different fields, and also health. So these are the three main things what we take in the context of the human capital: education, experience and health. Then we take the natural capital, and the natural capital we take all ecosystem resources, air, water quality, forest. So it includes everything whatever comes under the ecosystem resources.